Right, everyone, welcome to Jasper's History Facts. Da-na-na. Today is August the 30th, and on this day, in 1862, the Second Battle of Bull Run during the American Civil War ended in a decisive Confederate victory. So the Battle of Bull Run, also known as the Battle of Manassas. Now, why is there two names? Typically, the Confederates would name battles after settlements or nearby towns, things like that. The Union would name them after more natural features, so let's say a river or maybe a hill, things like that. Sorry about that. But so the Second Battle of Bull Run, just like the first, ended in a Confederate victory. The Confederates have a lot of these battles, especially on the east, where they win quite a few times. Obviously, in the end, does it really matter? No, it didn't really matter that they won. And now you might say, oh, well, why does it not matter if an army wins a battle? Well, a lot of times the Confederacy, yeah, they were winning these battles, but it wasn't really changing anything. Whereas, like, for instance, when the Union out west under Grant or whoever really would win a battle, a lot of that land would then be taken, and then that's under Union control. It'll be held by the Union then for the rest of the war. So the Confederates don't really have that same kind of take it over, and then it's like, oh, well, that's the end of the war. It'll be the end of the war if they keep doing that. It just never happened. If you look at the numbers, the Confederacy just didn't have the manpower. Maybe the supplies, you could say, they potentially would have had, but not even that, really. They were blockaded by the Union Navy, so it wasn't happening. But this Battle of Bull Run, these battles actually have a very famous general of the Civil War, who I would say wasn't a bad commander. That's Stonewall Jackson. Wasn't a bad commander. The problem is that Jackson's faulties usually get forgotten about. He was definitely a good commander, but he had his flaws, just like everyone does. No one's perfect, especially in a leading position. It's just really hard sometimes. But these battles of Bull Run, though, are some of his famous battles, especially the first one. But definitely look more into the Battle of Bull Run, the Second Battle of Bull Run, as today. But many great stories that are in these. Some of the soldiers, they wrote. It's very interesting. But now you know.